Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today's topic is to clip or not to clip your pastures, and what determining factors go into that. And I just wanted to cover this paddock. This is one of the sheep paddocks, and we run the cattle through here too. But primarily the sheep. This is right in the middle of the rotation over here. And the sheep are occasionally put in with our bulls in the springtime and rotated as a flood, but the rest of the year they are actually managed on their own rotation. It's just because of the way our farms are set up with all these road drives up and down public roads, mainly gravel. We're not on blacktops, but we have a lot of neighboring dogs, and our guardian dogs would absolutely make minced meat out of our neighbors' dogs if they were in that cattle drive, sheep drive, guardian dog drive. And so we don't do that. We leave them over here and rotate through about 16 paddocks, and we can get up to 100 days rest if we need it. But I wanted to show you this. This is a paddock that has a lot of gnarly stuff in it. And when I say gnarly, it's unattractive to city landowners. But this one, the owner doesn't come out that often, and so we're able to leave it a little bit more gnarly. I did have Johnny come in here and push up a lot of the thorn trees, and the autumn olives were just taking this farm, and so we pushed those out. But I left, these are some Chinese elm. There's a bunch of bodark or hedge trees in here, and a lot of persimmons. And the persimmon trees actually have persimmons on them. So I would never push out a persimmon tree. There's too much food value. Food value being wildlife. Every kind of wildlife will eat persimmons. And our cows, the cows like them. I like eating persimmons. But I wanted to show you, I could come in here and set my brush hog to where it's just on the top of this grass right here. Don't touch the grass, and remove all of this gnarly stuff. But what am I removing? I'm removing, in this paddock, I'm removing sheep feed, which is just doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, there's that wild soybean plant. It's going to be in really, really bad trouble as soon as we sell the sheep off, which is coming up. Our sheep days are August 27th. Through the 29th. It's always the last weekend of August. Everything's already sold. Everybody's put down deposits for dogs and sheep. So it's going to be a very busy 3 days. But I like to get it done with. Don't every day or every other day say, I want to come get a sheep. No, we do it all in 3 days. It's done. But this is a beautiful paddock. And oh, by the way, this farm is people say, you can't have good wildlife or deer hunting with sheep because they eat out all the good plants. That's a bunch of malarkey. This farm is where the biggest buck was ever harvested. Came off of this farm. And it was the second day of deer season. And I saw him the night before on this farm. And he had 3 does with a great big old buck. I didn't get him, but that's all right. One of our hunters did, and sure made his deer season. This is the bodark right here. This is the one that has the hedge apples on it. This must be a male because I don't see any apples. They're a great big old green apple. That's the only thing I found that'll eat them are squirrels. See, these got some pretty nasty little thorns on them, as you can see right there by my finger. This is the best wooden corner post that you can find, if you can find them. They're available in Missouri. I mean, there's people that's got piles of them, thousands of them. You put that wooden post in the ground 4 foot, and it'll be there 80 years from now. It will not rot. Make a really good corner post or H-braces for electric high tensile fence if you can't find the fiberglass. And we're gonna actually we're going to be starting to carry some fiberglass corner posts, a new design. Just kind of giving you a plug for that. Watch for it on our website. Hope to have that available sometime in September, October. We're going to have some samples, hopefully, for the grazing school. It's a sharp looking corner. Fiberglass. It's a 3x3. And we have a white pigment on them, so you won't have to paint them either. Anyway, this paddock here is, to the untrained eye, you would look at this and go, oh, Greg, it needs a brush hog on it. Well, I promise you, in my old days, I would have talked myself into getting on this, but that's before we made money with sheep eating weeds. Don't come in here. See, this is August 17th. Folks, it's too late to be trimming your pastures now. You're growing winter stockpile. Keep your brush hogs off your pasture. I'll give one more plug on brush hogging. We had 9 inches of rain in about 2 days here on the 1st of July. And right after that rain, I couldn't believe it. I came by neighboring properties and there was people out there brush hogging after a 9-inch rain. And you could see right where the tractor tires had been, and the brush hog tires. They had actually left a rut in their precious pastures, brush hogging off the grass. You don't put a tractor out on wet ground. I mean, crop farmers know that. Cattle farmers should know that. You don't put a heavy piece of equipment out on your land. All you're doing is compressing the soil, squeezing out all the oxygen, killing your microbes, detrimental to all earthworm populations. I mean, if you want to go broke, go out and brush hog your pasture after a big rain. Right where you compress that soil, you're going to see a decrease in grass production right where those tracks were at. You've compressed that soil, and it's going to take years for the plant roots to fix that. You boogered it up, and now the plants have got to fix it. Don't do that. That just doesn't make good logical sense. But sheep are broadleaf eaters, and you look across here, folks, there is a ton of broadleaves in here. I'm so excited to get them in here. Wow, this is going to be fantastic. People say, oh, but Greg, with sheep you can't grow clover. They'll graze it all out of your pastures. Come on. Don't believe that hog malarkey. Look at this. We've got clover everywhere in here. And this is a sheep paddock. Look at that. It's called rest and recovery. I will give you this. If you put sheep on a pasture and you do not move them, you are correct. You will not have any clover. They'll go after it like gangbusters. And they're gonna graze that out of your farm. But with rest, you can absolutely have clover. You can have this wild soybean called henbit. You can have a plethora of different forages in here. And I'm excited about that. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign out of here this morning. This is a paddock that will not see a brush hog this year. I guess that's the last thing I wanted to cover is if you'll get in a rhythm, or if you're worried about woody sprouts. Let me see if I can find one. Well, over here. Some landowners don't like their pastures being taken over by trees. Well, here's a young tree right here. There's actually 3 of them. Squirrel buried. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's sumac. I thought that was a walnut. Here we go. Here's a young persimmon tree, which I've got a persimmon right in front of me, and I don't need this one. And so, if you don't brush hog that, in 2 years it's going to be the size of your wrist, and you're not going to be able, the trunk will be. You won't be able to brush hog it. You have to get a chainsaw. So every 2 years, just go out there and knock those things back, and do that in July, not August. Don't do it in August. Why not? Because you're growing winter stockpile. I wanted to show you this Those of y'all may not know what persimmons are, or I've seen them. This tree's got some on it. Well, where was that tree at? Oh, there they are. Yeah. That's a green persimmon. If you want to experience a real thrill in your life, grab one of those and pop them in your mouth. Just pluck it right here off the tree. Take about 3 bites. And then don't come looking to kill me when you see what happens. Your mouth just explodes in the most. It's just a unique, I can't even explain it. You just have to do it. Yeah, it's a very unique sensation having a green persimmon in your mouth. Make sure they're ripe and you have a pleasant eating experience. We got some big old persimmons up there. Those are all persimmons. And in the fall, the ground's just covered with them, and the deer just have a heyday on them. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. And those of you all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button on the way out. And we'll be seeing you all at our grazing school here coming up September 9th and 10th. It is sold out, and look forward to meeting some of you folks. Take care.